Look, Dai, all I'm saying is Ruby is by far the worst filler arc in an anime you could ever have. Especially like when you hit post volume 4 Ruby, forget it. That filler's trash.
Yeah, that checks out.
Oh. Well, I mean, we just pissed off the Ruby community again, I guess. Par for the course, really.
They deserve it.
That's not very nice. Not
You
all
have
of them
the
are evil.
ears of a cesspool.
Okay, jokes aside, here we are, back again with Bleach. This time with his first movie, Memories of Nobody, or... weren't you gonna call it Edgeworth's Fantasy Die?
That's what all of them are called. Edgeworth's Fantasy Volume 1.
Really? Well, the Bleach movie was directed by Noriyuki Abe, who's also the director for the entire anime. He also directed Yu Yu Hakusho, Boruto, which is weird because I couldn't find anything on him doing anything else for Naruto, and the Seven Deadly Sins movie. I guess not everything can be a winner.
When you're gonna have a mess, have it be a big one.
Well...
that way it makes your successes look that much better in comparison.
Well, the writer was Masashi Sogo, someone who wrote a lot of the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime and a lot of Fairy Tail. So, he's got some writing credit behind him. And the movie will be released in Lebanese theaters in 2006. And hey, it would get a limited US run in 2008. It was only in theaters for 2 days, man. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see this movie. I was too busy being hyped for Dragon Ball Evolution. It was a dark time in my life, and I'm not proud of it.
He has a bad track record movies, guys. Just ask him.
Funnily enough, when researching what people were going on about for the theater run of this movie, journos on several sites were like, yeah, this Bleach movie's going to theaters. It really sucks though that they're only putting the English dub in theaters. They should really go with the Lebanese version, because the only dub that deserves theatrical releases is Cowboy Bebop. The face-palming moment after reading that.
Yeah, sure, how's that live-action Cowboy Bebop movie gonna treat you?
That's not even a movie, that's a whole series.
Even worse.
Yeah. Now, the collective tears of every Faye Valentine fanboy for Bebop crying because Netflix said they're removing her sex appeal. You guys have fun with that.
I mean, with comments like that, they brought it upon themselves.
And no, we're not shitting on Bebop. I actually do think the dub is really good, but people claiming that there's no such good dub outside of it, that's just narrow-minded. But hey, this movie would later air on Adult Swim, September 5th, 2009, which was actually the first time I saw it.
But you know it's not gonna air on it? The Bleach final season.
Damn it, Adult Swim. Anyway, naturally this would get a DVD release. And a Blu-ray release outside of the US. Viz, you motherfuckers. Why? So yes, if you want to own this on Blu-ray, you've got to import it from either Italy or France from the research I was looking up. And yes, those versions do include the English dub. I have no words for that. That's just dumb.
Just classic anime distributor, because they're all inept. Some more so than others.
Well, there were a lot of companies involved with this. I mean, you saw them in the credits. Didn't you say Sega was even involved?
I have no idea why.
Yeah, Bandai, Aniplex, Toho, Sony.
What, were these all their fucking backers? Is that why they want? Is that why they just like flexing when showing off their animation budget?
Oh, we get to cover some of the stupidity with that. But alright. So naturally, everybody returns for this dub of the film. Including Wendy Lee as Jinta again for some reason. What the hell happened to Cindy Robinson again?
For his one whole line of the film.
Yeah, I still don't get it though. Which, yes, Wendy Lee was the ADR director for this film too. It says so in the credits, making it easier.
Although this is one of those anime films where
What do you mean?
one of those kind of where the fuck does it take place kind of films with what we're gonna
Yeah,
get to
so
later.
this is honestly the best place to leave the film, like between the Bount and the Iran car arcs, which we'll get into why next time when we get to the Iran car portion. But there are some things here in this movie that are like, wait, what? But for now, I guess we should start with the movie. So we open up with Ichigo and them killing a Hollow! And Rukia's here too, I guess.
And, we're already off to the start of something introduced in the next arc.
Yep, Rukia has her Zanpakuto. toe.
And...
Oh, yeah, you also get to see Rukia's mod soul that inhabits her body too. It only has one line. And yes, it is still Michelle Ruff voicing her. We'll cover more of that thing later. There's not much point covering it here since, what is it, in one scene?
Yeah. Although this whole scene does make a joke that probably should have been made in the actual series.
About Ichigo leaving his body around when he's outside of it. Remember all those... What is the freaking MTs were around him? He has no pulse! This man's going into cardiac arrest! Yeah.
And he said nobody's gonna call a hearse.
Yeah, and literally, like, it cuts right to the guys. Call a hearse immediately! This man's dead! I don't think that's... Yeah, this is mentioned again after this film.
But the shit gets real, I guess.
So, they come across these weird figures that are completely white? But that's what they are, right? Like, they're to the point of being albino?
They're like wearing white cloaks and ish things and have red heads that look like plague masks-ish.
Well, it turns out a Koan soul does not work on these things at all, so they can't send him to Soul Society.
But they're completely useless.
Yep, but someone can, and that someone is a new Soul Reaper that shows up, named Senna. She's basically the protagonist of the movie. And she's voiced by Gina K. Bose. That is how you pronounce that last name.
You love butchering pronunciations.
I do. They were Tsunoda and Agretzko. I know that's a show you people want me to cover or watch.
But he has much important things to do, like covering Gilgamesh again.
I hate you. She was Dale in Flash. Gordon Classic. Laura in SF5. Everyone gets one terrible character to voice, I guess. Asuka in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, the only time Tekken has had a dub in the last decade. And she voiced in The Swan Princess Christmas. Just for you, Nomi. But I guess she was also Felicia in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I don't know.
Yeah, but who cares about Marvel vs. Capcom 3?
And... yeah, she does a great job voicing quirky ditzy Senna. Someone who keeps forgetting what squad they're from. They can't remember what they're even doing her or anything. I'm sure that's not important.
It's not important.
And she releases her Zanpakuto, which does what exactly? Die hit it.
I don't know. Makes leaves fly everywhere. I guess it's wind. So we're back to cardio again.
Actually, yeah, it does say on her thing that it's wind-based or some shit, I guess.
I know the leaves are just there to show. Look at our animation budget. Look at all these studios that backed this film.
Well, she defeats the blanks for them, right? She's the only one that can at this point.
Well, they're trying not to kill them because they don't know what they are, but anyone can kill a blank.
Yeah, which we should tell you now, that's what these things are, is they're called blanks. And they're basically souls that have lost all their memories. Yes, insert your Kingdom Hearts memes here, I know someone's gonna do it.
Or just read the edgy title.
Yeah, that works too, I guess. Well, Cohen is here because Ichigo put him in his Gigai after the earlier fiasco, or his actual body. Not really a Gigai, I guess. And when they go to Urahara to get answers, he explains saying some guy in strange armor in the middle of all the blanks.
Yeah, but he was saying it in a cone-like way, so they just rip the ball out of his mouth and examine it.
Yeah, Tessai really promises to look over the memories of Cohen's, what he saw, basically. And Rukia goes back to Soul Society because she can't discover what's going on over there. I mean, we get Ikaku and Tetsuzaimon having their drinking contest still.
Yes, that's the canon. They were drinking this whole time.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like they did anything in the bout arc.
Tetsuzaimon got killed by Dalk again, though, because everyone got killed by Dalk. And Ikaku became Sam for 2 episodes. Yes, thankfully Ikaku's back to being Vic again.
Oh yeah, speaking of Dalk and Koga, you might want to cover that.
What about them?
Remember what you found out from that art book or whatever?
Oh. Yeah, okay, so allegedly from what I could dig up, if a doll is destroyed but the bond with the Bound is so strong, the Bound will still survive or something.
My headcanon is a tiny piece of doll still survived.
That makes sense. I believe that. Yeah.
That's more believable than the other one.
Yeah, if that is the case. But, yeah, anyway, so stuff keeps appearing in the sky, and it's really fucking weird.
It looks just like this, just like the Earthland.
It should be noted that earlier there was a scene where Squad 12 was returning from the Dongai Precipice world that links everything together, and Soul Reapers in that world were dying. Oh, sure, this means nothing.
They're just red shirts. No one even knows who they were.
Well, Urahara gives us an explanation on the blanks, which is when you actually found out about them, and how when enough blanks are gathered, the Valley of Screams dimension is basically formed. Which is where the blanks come from? Kind of. It's really fucking weird.
They focus more on Senna than this plot point.
Yeah. So, just think of the Valley of Screams as another dimension. Like, just add it to the list.
The next dimension.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Ichigo runs off to find Senna after Urahara tells him when all of the memories of the blanks form one object called the Shinenju. Because if there's a shit ton of blanks without memories, that's what happens. It forms a jewel. Yeah, Urahara's basically exposition person in this movie, like he usually is.
Yeah.
Well, we get to focus on Ichigo and Senna's relationships, such as them playing tag, eating at a diner. Go ahead and insert your thing here, Di. I know you want to bitch about it.
Eating in a diner while everyone else in the background is frozen in time while they're having a whole entire conversation.
It is kind of distracting when you put it that way.
It's like, you couldn't at least have them have a looping animation or anything, and it stands out more because this is the only shot in the film that's like this.
Yeah. The rest of it's fine.
The rest of it's like, here, let's show off our animation budget. Look at all these captains looking at this map. 360 rotation showing all the captains staring at it.
Yeah, so, moving on from that though, Senna used to have a yellow ribbon, but then she stole a red one from a store. She claims she forgot to pay for it, but do you believe her?
Yeah, who pays for anything?
You're gonna pay late fees. But Ichigo's kind enough to bring her back to the store and pay for the red ribbon himself. The Red Ribbon Army live on!
No, that sounds silly.
But hey, the store clerk is Janice Kawai again. Sure, I guess. I mean, she only voiced Yuzu before this. Might as well get some usage out of VAs that aren't being... well, yeah. Instead of being other ones that were whored out, we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, you get the store clerk saying, is this a red ribbon for your girlfriend? He goes, no, she's my sister. Yeah, that's it. Which, according to what I could find in online interviews, it states Ichigo might have romantic attraction towards Senna. So take with that what you will, I guess. I mean, hey, I accept it more than a lot of other stupid ships I've seen people try forcing online. Anyway. So, they come across a soul of a young child that they must guide back to its parent.
Cue montage.
Yep.
Oh look, those people in the background are actually moving. So okay, guys, the time loop has ended.
Maybe Subaru just died again and caused time to freeze or something. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Well, upon finding his dyad to reunite child and father, they find out all the souls, for some reason in the area, are drawn to Senna. Huh, nothing strange about that. Senna also explains that she had memories of her time from being alive before dying and being reincarnated as Soul Reaper. That's real weird.
Yeah.
And...
that's pretty weird.
yeah.
It's just gonna go nowhere.
It's around this point that we finally get introduced to the antags of the movie.
Okay, so enough about them. They're... anyways.
Okay, fine, we'll cover the useless dickheads. So the first one we meet is,
characters, guys.
The first one we meet, though, is JB Blanc! Again! Enrico! Oh, and he gets his arm sliced off.
We're up to 9.
Yeah, there's also the female one, voiced by Wendy Lee again.
I mean, they literally say, like, 4 words.
Yeah, and they grunt, I guess. And the last one we see for now is Kirk Thornton, again. Shadow the Hedgehog will never die.
Oh hey, the bouncer back.
No, not yet. You'll see. Well, their attempt to capture Senna fails. Because Ichigo's there and is like, bitch, no. This is my ship for the movie. I mean, these guys are kind of a joke, and I do mean that literally. The first showing of your antags in the film is them jobbing.
Yeah, they got disarmed.
Anyhow,
They got their asses handed to them.
So, of course, going from there, it's pretty obvious that Senna was the Shinenju the whole time!
No way.
And Renji, Rukia, Hitsugaya, Rangiku, they all show up to capture Senna and take her into custody, because that is the order from Central 46, who I thought died, but I guess were replaced by newer idiots, so good on them.
They'll probably die again.
Anyway.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because Rukia says that there's no such person as Senna in the court guard squads at all ever existing. And that's when you can piece two and two together, because she has memories of when she was alive, which makes no sense, keeps forgetting other minor details, and doesn't remember anything from a few days prior.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Huh. So, yeah. Ichigo, of course, rightfully so, is kind of miffed Soul Society wants to kidnap his girlfriend or something because they're like, yeah, we're gonna capture her and put her in prison.
Where she belongs.
And for merely existing, like, Soul Society or the Seirete, you guys are massive pricks.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Well, of course, the Antag crew show up, and this time they don't job as much because they managed to kidnap Senna.
Somehow.
Well, she uses her Zanpakuto, and all the blanks are drawn to the Shinenju, which is her, because they can get their memories back, and that's what their driving force is.
Yes, they want to plant her.
What?
Nothing. We'll get to that later.
Well, we now get to meet the rest of the Antag group. So, let's start with the leader, Ganryu. He has white hair and is voiced by Troy Baker and wants revenge on the Soul Society for being ostracized and kicked out by them. Did I just recap Cardia's backstory?
No, because you say they were ostracized because they failed a coup.
Yeah, this is where the movie kind of falters, is with the Antags. Everything else about the movie is honestly well handled, but these are probably the weakest Antags I think the series has seen.
For now.
Well, so not Cardia describes his plan. He is going to take Senna to the Valley of Screams and basically have all the blanks from both worlds rush to the Valley of Screams, thereby drawing the world of the living and Soul Society together, having them collide, making the worlds explode!
Also, he's gonna turn Senna into a tree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real weird. Well, of course, Yamamoto, being the crazy bastard he is, has a captain's meeting, and this is when Dai brought up the map thingy.
No, it was with no. The map thing was with his squad. It was in the Squad 12 headquarters.
Okay. Oh yeah, because then they report to Yamamoto talking about how they have 1 hour to do.
You got your events backwards.
Close enough. Anyway, same thing, more or less. So yeah, they have 1 hour to prevent this from happening, and rescue Senna. Or Yamamoto's crazy-ass plan, which is firing the Kido cannon and blowing up the moon. Oh, sorry, I got confused with Naruto, the last movie's plotline there for a second. Blowing up the Valley of Screams.
Did Yamamoto get replaced with the Raikage?
Funnily enough, this movie came out nearly a full decade before the last movie. The last Naruto movie.
It ripped off Naruto.
Doesn't even make sense. No, but seriously, I got spoilers for that film, if you haven't seen it at this point. the plots are eerily similar. You have the main character going after someone he shipped with in the film. I guess in the last movie's case, it's Hinata of the series. But while the Council of Idiots bumble around and talk about using a cannon to blow up the location that's about to collide with the rest of the worlds. Someone at Studio Piero just is really into the recycle bin that day, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that movie's even sillier with the casting being Robbie Daymond as the villain. Anyways, hi.
Maybe we'll cover that at some point. But anyways, so, yeah. Ichigo finds a way into the Valley of Screams, which is hilarious because you'll get the Yamamoto and them like, there is no way into the Valley of Screams. There is no Dawn guy there. Ichigo.
Oh, well, checks out.
So, of course, Ichigo remembers Senna talking about where she used to live when she was alive.
And then there's some strange glowing thing in that lake, and it looks just like a portal.
Yep. So, Rukia, still with Ichigo, manages to say, alright, fine, you are rushing, Ichigo. Well, I'm gonna go tell Soul Society about this. And she leaves. Oh, and I guess Chad and Udi were there during the exposition from Udahara, telling Ichigo about the whole thing with Senna too.
They just sort of exist.
Yeah.
If you remove them from the movie, nothing would happen.
I think they're only here for fanfare. At least Orihime saved their purpose. She healed Ichigo after he got hit by Cardia
it's literally her only purpose.
She's the white mage. But, yeah.
The one fight she has of the series is against that Hollow, isn't it?
Maybe? I mean, she fought the Bound. Or tried to. Okay,
yeah.
So we're approaching endgame now. Rukia bursts into the captain's meeting and tells them about the portal, and Yamamoto's like, I am sorry, that substitute Soul Reaper will die by the Kido Cannon. Ichimaru. Yes, he ends every sentence with Ichimaru. It's canon.
Don't check on that. It'll only make you look like a fool if you do.
Well, of course people jump in to help Ichigo. Hitsugaya, Soifone, randomly enough, Ikaku,
Sure.
Yumichika, Kenpachi, Rangiku.
Yumichika was there.
He was.
No, you know what I'm doing.
Renji and Rukia. But of course, you all know exactly where this is going. It's time for the henchman fight. Because of course Ichigo's going to fight Cardia again. Yes, we're going to keep calling this guy Cardia, because he literally has the same speech patterns and talks that are very well reserved in upper class.
He's literally doing the exact same voice.
He really is. It's really dumb. And his backstory, if you just tweak it ever so slightly, his monologues sound exactly like Cardia.
Except these people are all stupid because they're like, we're mad at Soul Society for throwing us out because we tried to do a coup, even though they probably should have just killed us.
Yeah, they forced them to live in the Dangai precipice world, which I guess is a form of execution, because Soul Society probably thought they would have died eventually, since things get swallowed up there if they get hit by the current. Yeah, this is biting Soul Society in the ass, not killing them, since they stumbled upon the Valley of Screams out there and came up with this plan.
Soul Society. Oh wait, that's just a trend. Okay, but so the next arc, Soul Society. Anyways,
don't spoil that. They'll see that soon.
I just said Soul Society. I didn't.
I guess it's not really spoilers. It is Soul Society. By the way, someone should probably make a drinking game of how many times they're going to say Soul Society by the end of this.
Soul Society?
Exactly. Okay, so the first henchman is Soifone versus Wendy Lee. Yeah, we're only going to call these guys by their voice actor names because they're literally nothing henchmen. And keep in mind, this is coming from a Bleach mark that used to have encyclopedic knowledge of just about everything with this series. I don't even remember these dicks' names.
I mean, one of them is named You. There's only one reason I remember that, and it's because, well, their name is You.
That's a silly name when translated to English. But hey, the Wendy Lee thing is using a crossbow, right? Didn't you say she's using a wrist bow thingy?
Yeah. They're using the most OP perfect arc weapon, except they only have one shot, and they miss. Trying to shoot Yumichika, who was there, guys. Who was there, totally.
I gotta ask, why did they give... why would they were there to fight the blanks, weren't they? It was not the majority of the lieutenants.
Every single one of the lieutenants got their. Actually, there's someone who got even less than Yumichika, and that's Mr. 69 himself. He was there.
Oh yeah, he said he was there. What the fuck did he even do?
He didn't even get. Besides standing there on the hill with Hitsugaya in the very beginning, he did nothing.
Well, maybe that's because Hitsugaya did it for him. They are the same voice actor.
He didn't even get his own blank fight.
Yeah,
everyone gets their own solo blank encounter, where they release their Zanpakuto and everything.
Yeah, so Wendy Lee fights Soifone, and she uses a crossbow, leading one to believe maybe, I'm sure someone's gonna theorize it, if not I'm doing it, maybe she was a Quincy.
No, she didn't even use a laser crossbow. I mean, a laser arrow.
Hey, it would have been interesting and fleshed out these villains a little more, so that's my headcanon. She was a Quincy that just so happened to fall in with these idiots.
She tries to shoot Yumichika, but it missed. Somehow it ended up in Soifon's hands. That's weird.
And Soifone stings her like a bee twice.
And then she dies. That's literally how fast it goes by.
Yep. So next we have Kenpachi fighting a Vic Mignogna one. Wait, that's the one named You?
Yes. Or it could be Enrico over there.
Whatever. We're just gonna call them by their names. So yeah, the Vic one tries hiding from Kenpachi, and what the hell's even his ability?
Yes.
But of course it's Kenpachi, and because he's automatically 100% badass in the room, yeah, this Vic guy never stood a chance.
He's the first one to arrive there. Technically.
Yeah, he did kind of cut in on Ichigo's first round against not Cardia. But hey...
Will that be a second round?
Kenpachi manages to... Doesn't he one-shot this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kills Ikaku. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, this guy literally only grunts, which is why we didn't know who the hell voiced him in the movie without looking it up.
Yeah. The only one who has their own Wikipedia page is not Cardia. The rest just share one entire page.
Well, next we have the Kirk Thornton one. Who fights Hitsugaya? And you all can imagine how this goes for the poor guy.
Frozen to death.
Well, actually, what the fuck was his ability?
He had I don't know, those packs, 2 giant packs on his back where he shot out harpoon things that explode on touching something, I think.
Yeah, I gotta love this guy when Hitsugaya goes Bankai, which if you guys thought Koga was overkill with the Bankai, holy shit. Yeah, he just goes, what? He still has that much power left? Are you serious? You people are idiots throwing a coup on the Seirete without researching how the captains function? bounce, these guys are not. So yeah, Kirk Thornton one's dead. Now we have the Renji fight, which Renji uses his Zanpakuto toe and Ichigo rides it to continue onward.
Yeah.
And Renji gets to fight Kyle Abear. So yes, you get to see Renji take on Ganju.
Well, man, sure to be a shame Ganju was eaten alive by a giant bone snake.
Is this the guy that you said at the Tonfas?
Yeah, so he does momentarily immobilize his Bankai because exploding Tonfas knocks away some of the parts.
Yeah.
But, like a non-bout, he doesn't do his research.
Yep. So, he gets Zabi Marud.
It's eaten alive, but the skeleton thing? Not even sure what that would do to him, but he's dead.
Now I guess you could probably consider him the leader of the Yes Men, JB Blanc, who can regenerate limbs because his arm is back. I think he regenerated it earlier in the movie, but who the hell cares?
He regenerates by using blanks.
Yeah, because they did say that they absorb blanks to get stronger, but again, just like the fucking bounce absorb Reishi/Souls. Oh my god, why? These guys are literally just discount bitch versions of the bounce. If you guys thought the bounce needed to be fleshed out more, just... yeah. Well, we get to find out how Rukia's Zanpakuto works, because she does use it here. Sore no Shirayuki.
So did you only think one guy was going to be frozen to death?
Yep, it's another ice Zanpakuto.
Except this is officially where the placement in this movie just gets really stupid.
Yeah, so first she freezes this guy, but then he comes back as 5 guys. 5
or 6 or something.
Yeah, and he's gloating like, I told you can't beat me! Wait a minute, these swords are coming up out of the ground, that's weird. Yeah, he gets Bankai'd by Byakuya.
This Byakuya's out here too. Now he's gone.
Yeah, he mainly showed up to fetch Rukia because he heard Yamamoto, which, yeah, we keep cutting back to Yamamoto and Ukitake, who is in this movie. Pretty sure he did a minor bit part earlier with the blanks, but yeah, he's like, come on, head captain, wait till the very last second! We need the tension to be there!
I mean, during that mild scuffle, back on Earth, or back on the world of the living, he does release his Zanpakuto for like a second.
Yeah, so he at least gets a little action here, I guess. But now it's time for the main event. Ichigo versus Ganryu. Or not Kardia. Whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
And Troy Baker now tries hamming it up, going all in, like doing an angry voice the whole time. So it at least sounds a little different here.
But he's still a nothing character.
Yeah, so you find out that his family was one of the great households of the Seirei, or the Soul Society, but then their reputation was ruined and they fell because they tried committing a coup.
Oops. Like, also, no one feels sorry for you.
Yeah, they try playing the sad piano music that everyone knows that to this day or whatever. Making it like, you're supposed to feel sorry for, it's like, but I don't understand. You can't. These guys brought that on themselves.
You failed at committing a coup. You somehow don't know how the captains work, despite living in Soul Society. You probably don't even know what a Bankai is.
I mean, it's implied they were 100 years back, so if they don't recognize Hitsugaya, fine, or a lot of these other captains, but still, they should know that, oh, they're Bankais.
They're fucking captains. They probably don't even know what a Shikai is.
Yeah.
What do you think he was so surprised when Rukia released her Zanpakuto?
Well, Should also give
Actually, that
shout
about
outs to
sums up
Senna
these
here,
guys.
because Senna's voice actress, I'm gonna butcher it again, aren't I? Gina K. Bose has to do a lot of screaming here, and yeah, I mentioned it before.
Well, when you're in fighting games, you're used to that.
Yeah, so I honestly did a great job throughout this whole movie.
And Ichigo gets momentarily caught up inside of a tree.
Just like DMC5.
Yeah, Nero just loves trees. I mean, Ichigo, Nero, what's the difference?
Okay, so what's not Cardia's ability?
Yes.
I mean, he uses a sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ichigo uses his Bankai, uses sexy Getsuga Tensho, which isn't colored black this time, meaning the animators finally fixed that little issue.
Oops. We're gonna get into why that was a huge issue.
And, yeah, he manages to
time.
rescue Senna after Yamamoto fired the Kido Cannon just in the nick of time, I guess.
And it makes no sense. After firing the Kido Cannon,
Maybe the
I
Valley
don't
of
know,
Screams disappeared before the Kido Cannon could connect, because they did say it was dissipating when they got out. That's the only thing I could think of.
No, because after the Kido Cannon hit, it was like leaking this goo from the sky. It was like, what the fuck is the Kido Cannon dysfunction?
I mean, it's self-explanatory. It's a Kido Cannon. Gotta get the Kidos. But of course, the worlds are still collapsing, and I love how Kenpachi comments saying, "Man, this is really bad."
Oh well.
Yeah, like, what? Why are you commenting on this? It's a little weird for you. And Senna, now knowing what the blanks are, knows that they're not harmless. She's not afraid of them, because all they want is their memories back so they can pass on. Realizes what she has to do in order to move on with all the blanks and fix both worlds from collapsing. But of course, gets a few final moments with Ichigo, where Ichigo takes her to where she says her grave is.
Yeah, but that was a grave mistake.
Yeah, because when she asks if her name is on the grave, there's nothing there, right?
I didn't even think they really showed anything.
Yeah, so I guess it's left up to audience interpretation for that one. Because, yeah, she's kind of dying, I guess, so her vision is blurry. Jokes aside, though, this is probably one of the best scenes of the movie, especially for the English dub direction between Johnny Umbosh and Gina K. Bose, and this is the last time I'm going to try saying her name because I know I'm butchering it. And I don't think this scene would have worked nearly as well if either voice actor was not bringing their A-game to it. And yeah, the movie ends with Rukia telling Ichigo after Senna fades away into dust, I guess, that everyone will soon lose their memories of Senna because she never really existed in the first place since she was the Shininju. Also, why the hell was Urahara even here?
Yes.
No, he was there outside the portal, and I'm gonna bring this up. He's like, oh, well, we can't go in there, only Soul Reapers can, because we're normal humans. Okay, Uryu doesn't have his Quincy powers. Fine. Chad, normal human, sure. What about you, you lazy fuck?
Shh. That's his thing, doing nothing.
Damn it, Urahara. And yeah, there is a post-credits scene where it's implied Senna, I guess, was reincarnated as someone else.
Baby.
I mean, it's the same
not.
voice actress, and it has her laughing and the same red ribbon thing. And Ichigo giving a smile, implying that he might remember. Which, yeah, about that. this movie is referenced in the final arc of the manga, so I guess he kind of does remember.
Or I guess people remember again for some reason.
No, because it's Ichigo who brings it up. So I guess maybe he's the only one that remembers because love conquers all or something. I don't know. It was kind of fun reading the comments section on that manga chapter, though, with people who never watched the anime or any of the movies. But yeah, so...
Get cultured.
That was the first Bleach movie. So, I guess dive. Did you think the animation quality hike up, except for that one scene?
I told you they were trying to flex on their animation. I mean, the biggest problem is the not balance. It
really is. Oh yeah, and we get some new soundtrack, or OST, during this film too, that is going to be used a lot in the upcoming Arrancar arc. One of them being probably one of Bleach's best OSTs, or titled Senna, which is an awesome piece on the violin.
Yeah, and we're gonna be hearing this theme a lot, except as battle music.
Yep. No, this is honestly when Bleach's OST starts going from decent to, I'd say, god tier level for shonen OST. But as far as Bleach movies go, or anime movies in general, I'd say this one is honestly above a lot of the other shonen anime films out there. Definitely better than a lot of the older DBZ films from back in the day, or even some of the vanilla Naruto ones. Look, I've got nostalgia for the first Naruto movies too, but I don't know, their plots are kind of finicky.
I mean, the worst thing this does is
it's antags.
Not balance.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big issue if you want to take it that seriously.
Senna was the definite main character, and her relationship with Ichigo is what they wanted to focus on, but it's like part way in like, oh yeah, this is a shonen, we gotta come up with guys for them to fight, being as how the antags don't even really show up until like almost halfway through the film.
And, oh, that guy's been disarmed. We're leaving now. We're off to go do...
Yeah, pro tip, if you want your antags to be intimidating, don't have them job in the first appearance of them.
Job and then run away with their tail between their legs.
Unless you're gonna give a legit reason for it later, but there wasn't one given, it was just these guys were pussies.
They're like, oh no, it's a Soul Reaper, what are we gonna do? Let's get out of here.
The funny thing is all three of them that were there, which was the Kirk Thornton, J.B. Blanc, and Wendy
all
Lee
of them were there.
Oh, was all of them? Oh, those were the only three that time. They could have easily taken Ichigo. He was by himself.
Could they though?
Maybe if they ganged up on him.
Being so they lasted like 10 seconds.
Yeah, half the Soul Reapers here like Ikaku, and then we're just here to flex their thing of saying, look guys, fan service for those Ikaku fans out there.
Especially Byakuya.
Oh yeah, he was just there to wave his Bankai dick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still an awesome moment, though.
This is what his Bankai would look like with even more of a budget.
Yeah, it is still an awesome moment, and at least it fits in with his character. He heard that the Valley of Screams was going to be destroyed. He was like, oh shit, I gotta save Rukia. And then he just GTFOs.
I mean, there's no indication that Rukia needed his help there either. Especially when she could just take out one by using her Zanpakuto once.
Yeah.
I guess freezing them to death is their weakness. Or stinging them to death. Or eating them to death.
Or Kenpachiing them to death.
No, that was just overkill.
I think all these guys
More
were
so
overkill.
Than the other ones.
Yeah. Hitsugai going Bankai, man. But alright. So, yeah. I'd definitely say this was a decent movie. And they did a really good job making Senna into a likable character, because a lot of these movie-only characters have the issue of just having one-note personalities and not much else.
Being a nobody.
I hate you so much. But hey, I mean, wondering how much I like the film, do you really think I'd consider importing a fucking Blu-ray from Italy if I didn't like the movie?
Well, being as how you're Bleach mark number 87, probably.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Everything about this movie works except the anti-types. They're the biggest Achilles heel. Even the dub is solid. Which is funny for the journos that were going on, why is the dub in theaters?
It's not Cowboy Bebop, it sucks.
Although there is cycled bound voice actors like Kirk Thornton and Troy Baker kind of prove when this was being dubbed, and being as how it aired in June 11th of '08 when the Bound arc was in full swing on Adult Swim, yeah, it's pretty obvious there was just like, hey, we're also dubbing this movie at the same time.
Yeah. It's like, this is what Rukia would look like if she hit her Son Pak toe during the Bound arc. Oh, Yoshi would be fucked.
Damn it, Yoshi. But alright. I guess that sums this up. So, it holds up as a great movie. And coming up next is the start of the Iran Car arc. Which, yeah, it's episodes 110 to 144. So we're gonna break it in half and do 110 to 125 so we don't have another 6-hour video. Or stream, whatever you want to call it.
Instead, we'll have two 2-hour and 30-minute videos.
Yep. But hey, let us know what you thought of the Bleach movie. And thanks again for watching. Hope you all have a good day. And if you watch this on YouTube, you all already know. Please give us a like or something.
Hey, Chimaru.
Hey, Chimaru. Till next time, guys. Bye. Hey, Chimaru.